sometimes we would play different clubs, different nights. In other words, we had a night off and Toy's playing the club in Long Island, and we'd all go out and see him. So we walk in the club one time, and he's on fire, and he comes over and takes the strap off and hands me the guitar, basically puts it around my neck. So I play it for a little while and take it and put it on Billy Yates's neck, and he plays it for a while. And you don't see a lot of that anymore. Charlie Daniels would do that sometimes every now and then. That's old school right there, just everybody have around,
Hey y'all, this is Chris Hicks, and welcome to the Southern Rock Insider. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and click the notification bell. It's time to rock Southern style.
The Southern Rock Insider.
Howdy folks, Chris Hicks here with the Southern Rock Insider. Here we are, the crow's nest of Capricorn Studio, right up top, looking over everything, keeping everybody straight. Truth-seeking mission is what we're on. Today we're here to talk about Toy Caldwell, the guiding light and the founder and main songwriter of the Marshall Tucker Band. And what a great talent Toy was, a player and a singer and a hell of a guy. And we're going to talk about his playing some today. And the first thing I'd like to say is I don't know how he got it, maybe from reading the Willie Moore books or something, but he had a cowboy down in his soul somewhere. He was from South Carolina, but somewhere when he played guitar, when he picked it up and strummed it, you had pictures of the West for some reason. Well, I'm right alone. There's something about it. A lot of the songs had a Western type theme to them, which a lot of, you hear country and Western music, right? Well, country kind of took a steer and turned into pop somehow or another through the last many years. And the Western part kind of got left out. The Western swing was Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, which was like jazz music, sort of. And Toy retained part of that in his playing, in the Western side of country and Western. Not the country side, but the Western side. Won't you bury me with my chaps on and my six gun wrapped to my side, so I can watch the moon hide in the desert sky. Toy played a little bit like Dickie Betts. He sounded just a little bit like a jazzy Dickie Betts to me, a little bit. They had similar styles. A little bit more jazz Toy had to him than Dickie does, but sometimes he would just rip off some licks and you're like, what the hell is that? I'm not sure that he would know what it was, but boy, he could really play. Used the Merle Travis three-finger style, he said, is how he developed his own style, and played with a lot of his thumb, as you've all seen, but also these fingers was used a bunch too. When you strum, it was all downstrokes with the thumb, though. And what a songwriter, to write so many songs and still come up with good ones. Not long before Toy died, we recorded this song up in Carolina. It's called The Pain. Thought our love was built on a foundation, Lord, of solid stone. Those walls start to lean, don't take long, it seems, for love to come tumbling down. My heart's been broken, but never shattered, and there's pieces of my life through the years scattered, and sometimes all I think is keeping me alive just might be the pain. Yeah. I first met Toy Caldwell right here at Capricorn Studios many years ago. He was down here recording something, I guess, and I was coming down to hang out, and we met and hung out some, and several different times here at Capricorn, and then we started playing together. My band opened for him up in Greenville, Carolina, in Al's Pump House, and we played together and jammed. It was also Smoke's bachelor party that weekend, and they come in to party, and we were the band playing with them the next night, so we got to jamming with the Toy Caldwell Band, which at the time included Herman Nixon and Tony Cooper from Macon, Georgia. Smoke is Tony Heatherly, who was Toy's bass player in the Toy Caldwell Band. Him and Toy Caldwell were real good friends, and both of them were absolute monster bass players. And Smoke passed away only a few years ago. His name was Tony Heatherly, and man, he was what a player he was. A great, perfect guy to play with Toy. Since there was no longer a Tommy, he played a lot like him, a lot like Barry Oakley, rolling bass, rambling on my mind, and Smoke could really roll that one, you know. You know, one thing Toy loved to do, playing live, he loved to play, so a lot of times the Outlaws would take him out on the road when he didn't take his own band. And Huey would leave the stage in the middle of our show, and Toy would come out, and we'd do 4 songs with him. And we'd do one song, and then Huey would join us again, and we'd do 3 more with Toy. You know, A Long Hard Ride, Hurt and Love Song, Searching for a Rainbow, whatever he wanted to do. And sometimes we would play different clubs, different nights. In other words, we had a night off, and Toy's playing the club in Long Island, and we'd all go out and see him. So we walk in the club one time, and he's playing he's on fire, and he comes over and takes the strap off and hands me the guitar, basically puts it around my neck. So I play it for a little while and take it and put it on Billy Yates's neck, and he plays it for a while. And you don't see a lot of that anymore. Charlie Daniels would do that sometimes every now and then. That's old school right there, you know, just everybody have around, you know. And but what a great player Toy was, man, a world-class guitar player. And nobody played like him. Just absolutely nobody. He just attacked the guitar when he played. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just full on. There was no holding back. You know, if you listen to the way he lights into 24 hours at a time or something like that, it's just from the get-go. It's on it. Or listen to the Paul Hornsby produced "I Hear the South Calling Me" on his solo record, which is a lot like Ramblin', but you know, the original version of that is "I hear the South calling me." And he played into it, you know, "I'm sick and tired of New York." Hey, now don't put that in there. Okay. Well, one of the things I learned from Toy was something I absorbed from him rather than learning it direct, and that is when you play a solo, get on it, boy. Don't hold, you know, don't just play it. Step up in there and do something. You know, I never saw him kind of halfway. Okay, solo, I'll take it. You know, that wasn't the game. It was fire, and it was right in there to it. And I think that's one of the main things I took from his playing and his personality was just hammer down, man. You know, here we are, let's do it. And that doesn't mean overplaying. That doesn't mean playing with too much intensity. It just means put your heart into it, I think, and mean it when you do it. Might as well. I had a Fender V-Twin, had red knobs on it. If anybody remembers those amps. And Toy got him one after he played through mine, because he didn't take a rig with him when he was sitting with us one tour, and he played through mine. He goes, "Damn, that amp's louder than God!" And he had one the next time I saw him, and man, those things were loud, but they were good and loud. They were good amps. As Toy got older, he switched from Les Pauls to ES-335s or several other big hollow body Gibsons. One of them I know Gibson made for him. It was a single cutaway, looked like a Joe Pass guitar type. He would take the ES-335 with no F-holes, which we still need to get a Toy Caldwell commemorative Gibson guitar one of these days, but it had no F-holes in it. He would take the bridge piece, had a tailpiece on it, he would take that piece out, unscrew it, where he could hit a lick and shake the tailpiece. Give a little extra vibrato. And I guess that's one reason he switched from Les Pauls. I don't know. You know, I never asked him about that. But the last many years he played either the red ES or the black one. And he liked those better than Les Pauls for some reason. But it didn't matter what kind of guitar he played. He was playing in Atlanta one time. And me and Alan Malden went to go see him. And I took my Strat with me. Loose Change album had just come out. And so we went to see him, and they take a break, and he says, "You want to play some?" I said, "Sure." "You bring your guitar?" I said, "Yeah." So we got in the car, get my amp and my Strat, and I played the last set with him, and he breaks a string right at the end of the night. So I handed him my Stratocaster. Can't you see? And the show's over. And it sounded like everything he played. It sounded like what he'd been playing all night. And I don't know many people that can do that. It didn't really matter what kind of guitar he was playing. The tone was the same because the pressure was in his fingers, in his thumbs, I guess. But it sounded just like the Gibson he'd been playing all night. What a tone. And the end of that story is, during Can't You See, there's a horn section that comes into the club right there. They're standing right there. So he calls them up. Come on up, y'all. But it wasn't a horn section. It was kids that had got out of music class. And so anyhow, that didn't go over real well. But Backtracks was the name of the place there. We used to go see Toy and Jimmy Hall a lot in the 80s up there. I didn't replace Toy. Me and Rick both, we switch off guitar parts and we kind of, do our own thing. So I never felt like I replaced Toy Caldwell for sure, because, there's no replacing him for sure. We keep his spirit alive by keeping the band alive, but there's definitely, when people say, did you take Toy's place? No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? We keep the band together. And I toy things up from certain songs to keep it a little bit more of the way he did it, We're going to wrap up the section here on Toy Caldwell today, but Toy wrote a bunch of songs. Some of them, one song for Kitty Wells and people like that. And there's a few of his songs that made places that I think even surprised him. This Old Cowboy would be one of my favorite.
Thanks for watching this episode of Southern Rock Insider. Please hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you won't miss a single episode. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions for future episodes, please respond below, or you can email us at southernrockinsider@gmail.com. This is your Southern Rock Insider, Chris Hicks, and thanks again for watching.